Hello, and thank you so much for joining me on my radio podcast. This is Deborah the Judge radio podcast, all the way from Putnam County, Florida. Yes, Putnam County, Florida, in the northern central section of Florida. So thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate it. Shouting out to all of the judges. Yeah, so I wanted to come on today. I had a very nice weekend. It was like 80 something degrees here in Florida. A little dreary, but it's okay because we need the rain and I needed the rest, okay? I couldn't sleep last night, so I took me a Benadryl to put me to sleep. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for being a part of my channel. And as you guys know, I moved here from Atlanta area to Florida and I got me a demolished trailer on the lake. So I have been doing rehab myself and fixing this place up. And so I'm just really excited because I'm getting close to completing the task, which I can't wait because I want to start traveling once the trailer is finished and completed. But I wanted to come on today to talk about a couple of things, and then I'm going to get out of here. So I want to talk about uh, P. Diddy, Little Nas, and also Tyrese, along with Deon Sanders, and politics. So let me just get the politics out the way. So here we have Israel again and Hamas, okay? So we know that the truce failed and they ended up going back to war again, okay? Shots fired, people killed, etc. But one of the things that they're talking about is that there were 6 hostages that Israel say they know have been killed. And to be honest with you, I think that there are a lot more hostages that have been killed. Okay, this is what they're saying, that there are 6, but I honestly believe that there's a lot more that have been killed. But I think that Hamas is basically holding out, not wanting to give that information out as of yet. Because what will happen, excuse me, because what will happen is they won't be able to use that as a bargaining tool. They won't be able to use the hostage as a bargaining tool if the hostages are dead. So they got to they got to make us think that these hostages are still alive and well. But they've already said that 6 of the hostages have died. And I'm not sure how they knew that these hostages have died, if Hamas had gave them that information or leaked that information or whatever. But it's to my belief that there are a whole lot more hostages that have died in all of this. And I think that's one of the reasons that the truce breakdown split and stopped. Because the information came early, if you guys remember, that when they got all of these people from Israel, when they kidnapped and got these people from that particular event, concert event, that there was more than one Hamas group. So I believe that the hostages are split up. So there's probably 3 or 4 different groups. When you think about 200 hostages or 150 hostages, I don't think that it's just one hostage group. I think that's divided up into different or few hostage groups. And I think that, like I said before, that some of those hostages are already dead. But eventually, I think they're going to go back to the table. But at the end of the day, Israel is not going to stop. They already said that we will fight this to the end. And the end means we don't want your occupation in that area. We don't want you there. We can't trust you. We can't work with you. So it's a done deal. So regardless of how you feel on the right or the left, whether you support Israel or you support the Palestinians, at the end of the day, as I said before, that it's like water and oil. It's not going to mix, because the religious beliefs of Hamas or Muslim considers everybody else infidel. And an infidel to them is a person that, if you don't believe in Allah and you don't believe in that type of religion and follow through with that, then they have the right legally, according to their religion, they have the right to try to conform you first. But then if you don't conform, they have a right to get rid of you. So this is the reason that I think that this situation is just not going to end well. And the other hand, with Iran, for those who don't know, there's a whole lot of activity that's going on with Iran and the United States in those particular Red Sea and those areas where a lot of the ships that are going through that particular area, Iran is a part of having these ships seized, or trying to have these ships to not being able to transport. So now the United States has got special aircraft in those areas, in those shipping lanes, to make sure that we're able to transport goods and services through that area. Because if we can't transport oil and those type things through those areas, what happens is we will feel the butt of that through the oil prices. Because if they can't transfer oil, then it's going to be a huge problem. But I wanted to point that out too, that was going on in the Persian Gulf, and that's just going to get worse and worse. The Dwight D. Eisenhower aircraft is over there. They got multiple, many ships over there, not just from the United States, but from the NATO coalition, and nobody's talking about this. Nobody's saying anything about this because everybody is focused what on Israel and Hamas. But Iran is the place to be watched. Iran is the issue because remember, they cannot stand the United States. So anyway, let me go on to the next. Monday. Okay, so I hate to hear this morning concerning Deon Sanders and Tracy Edmonds has broken up. They decided to call it quits on yesterday. And, I've been following Deon for a while, from his court, from his coaching perspective, from Jackson all the way out to Colorado to head the team Buffaloes. And I guess one thing that I can say is that Deon Sanders has always been a true legend. He's been a true man, and he is one that stands on integrity. So regardless even what you think about him, a lot of people in the black community is a little mad because he left Jackson State and had that football team and went to what they call a white college football and became the football coach over there. People can say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, it is his life. It is his family's life. And I think that he should be able to make the decisions of what he chooses to make for his family. So that's all I'm going to say about that part of it. But the other thing is that him and Tracy Edmonds have been together for 12 years. Now, for those who don't know Tracy Edmonds is Babyface's is his ex-wife. Okay, and so Deon and Tracy have been together for about 12 years. But yesterday, he won the Sports Person of the Year. Congratulations, the Sports Person of the Year Sunday. And that evening, that's when Tracy put on social media that her and Deon were breaking up. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts. People can say what they want to say, but I think what happens that he's been doing a lot of stuff lately. And he's been thrown into a lot of money lately, a lot more money, and a lot more money and endorsements. And he is just completely blown up when it comes to finances. Okay, he's completely blown up. And I think with Tracy's always been this quiet type person in a sense. She was like the force behind Babyface. And she was also a force behind Deon. People don't really know that, but when he was at Jackson State, had problems and stuff with his foot, his leg, she was the one that was there to help him get through that situation. And I also think that by him and her being together for 12 years and they never tied the knot, they never got married. And I'm not sure if it's because something that he never wanted to do or something that she never wanted to do. But I'm willing to bet that in the next few days, because of social media, some of this stuff is going to trickle down. Now, I'm not saying that Deon got a big head, okay? Because to be honest with you, sometimes when you have people that are doing so much, they got so much going on, they have a tendency sometimes to get big headed. Okay, now I'm not saying that Deon did, but what I'm saying is that he's involved in a whole lot of things right now, and I think that maybe she had gotten to a point that she didn't want all of that, because remember when she started dealing with Deon, basically he has retired from the limelight like that. And of course, she's been thrown back into the limelight and everything that's going on with Buffalo and him pumping up that particular college football team. And I think he's done a great job. Of course, they've lost games, but remember, they basically started with nothing. Their winning history was basically nothing. Okay, so it takes time to build up the teams the way that need to be built up. But anyway, I wish the best for both of them because I like Deon a lot, and I also like Tracy Edmonds. But no, they didn't get married after 12 years, and that in itself to me was a signal of that um, something wasn't quite right in the relationship, because you don't usually be with somebody for 12 years and you don't even consider um, marrying that woman. Or maybe she didn't want to marry him. Remember, she came to the table with money. So, anyone, let's talk about Little Nas. Okay, so Little Nas and Tyrese. I like Tyrese, but he always screaming, right? She want too much for child support. He just be screaming and shit, kicking the court. She just won't. That's too much money. $60,000 a month, or whatever money that his ex is asking for. He's kicking and screaming because he don't want to pay. Okay. But anyway, so he comes out and he chastises Little Nas. Okay. Now, after reading what Little Nas says on social media, I didn't think it was offensive. Okay. Basic Little Nas was saying that he was hoping that God, he was hoping that God will help him. He said he was crying out to God because he's in so much pain and because he felt less than. And I think that when Tyrese read this information, he felt that Little Nas was basically playing with Christianity, was playing with God. Now we know, hey sweetie, hey Kelly Ray. Now we know, and don't forget, Kelly Ray has a YouTube station. So don't forget to check into her YouTube station and subscribe. And also Maurice Delk too has a YouTube. Subscribe to theirs, okay? So anyway, but Little Nas, people seem to forget that Little Nas became possessed. And I know a lot of people are going to say, I don't believe in demons and all that, but Little Nas was possessed for a period of time. First, he jumped on the LBGT bandwagon with all the LBGT shit that he was doing, promoting that. And then he started promoting the blood shoe, the little blood in the I think it was the Nike shoe or whatever. But he's always went down the dark side, dark pathway in his life ever since he hooked up. Okay, ever since he hooked up with the country singer Miley Cyrus's father. Y'all remember Miley Cyrus, her father. He's a great country singer. And he hooked up with him. And so he became a little bit more famous. And then when he started doing the gay stuff, he blew up. And see, to me, that's just a part of rituals that's played when you're dealing with Hollywood. Is that you got to do so much, and there's so much dirty stuff that's involved in Hollywood that you become a part of that and you become dirty. And I think that's what he did. He became a part of Hollywood. He became blow up. He thought, because he thought he was smart. This is what happens with some people. Some people think that they can outwit Hollywood. In other words, I can go to Hollywood, I can make all this money, and then I can just sit back and not be involved in the camaraderie. No, it doesn't work that way. When you stick your feet in Hollywood and you start getting these huge contracts, now you are being played because now you're drawn into that lifestyle. So in the music, y'all seen him in the I think it was the music awards. When he came in, he had all this red and stuff on. The devil was behind him, the Baphomet, and all this kind of stuff. This is not just music, okay? When he does all of that stuff, it's like summoning the evil spirits. And if you've ever been to any of his concerts, I've been told, I've seen videos and stuff of it, that everything behind him is a setting for some sort of demonicness. Okay, so at the end of the day, I can understand what Tyrese was coming from, even though his slate ain't perfectly clean either. Okay, but anyway, I'm really hoping that somewhere along the way that Little Nas is able to be released from this demonic sense that he's in. But when you sell your soul, I don't care who you are. When you sell your soul, it's I'm not sure if you can come back. Once you've gone so far into serving demon and evil, I'm not sure sometimes if you can come back if you've actually sold your soul to the devil. You can put it in the chat if you believe that once somebody has sold their soul, that they can come back from that. I'm just not sure about that. Um, I don't see that in the Bible, but if you find it, let me know at the end of the day. Okay. But here we are with P. Diddy. Okay. Now, my thing is this with P. Diddy, and people are going to get mad at me because I talked about Cassie. I call her the G, the G, the girl of 2023. Okay. She's the OG of 2023, which means she played the system as well. And I'm not saying she wasn't a victim, so don't get mad because I know y'all gonna come. She's a big. Let me tell you, she was a victor. And as I said before, she was around P. Diddy long enough and she soaked up all of that bullshit and he abused her and she continued to soak that shit up because a lot of people get so ingrained into this Hollywood thing and into the money and into the fame that they will do anything to be a part of that, to stay a part of that. And while she was in it and the getting was good, you see her, when I looked at pictures of her going back in this whole incident, I'd be like, you don't seem to be too distraught. You don't seem to be too unhappy. She all on the red carpet and shit, she don't seem to be, there's a couple of times where I seen, they show videos, she was hiding up under a blanket and all this. So what, she was hiding up under a blanket. But at the end of the day, I think she stayed longer than she could have. I think she could have left a lot earlier. But I think a part of that was gaining information, lots of information on P. Diddy. And the only way that you're going to gain information about the ins and outs of all of her lawsuit is that she had to be there and gather this information. So through the years that she was with him, she had to go back and backtrack it, get the people's names, get people who was affiliated with this and knew about what was going. So she dotted every I and crossed every T. So that when she got with her husband, her Caucasian husband, when she got with her husband, she got a beautiful kid. Okay. Then she decided, because her husband was a part of that too. Y'all don't know that. She was in the lawsuit, but her husband had something to do with that as well. Okay. So she filed a lawsuit, and of course she got probably close to 100 million. They say 30 million for P. Diddy, but remember P. Diddy had corporations. So she didn't really sue P. Diddy per se. She sued all of his corporations. And in order to do that, in order to understand that, she had some very great legal advice. So over the years, somebody has been advising her what she need to do to stick it to P. Diddy. And the time was just right. But I honestly believe that she could have left a little bit earlier if she was being misused, because it came out lately that that one of the persons who saw what was being done to her by P. Diddy, is that she was on, allegedly, she was on all four on her knees with a dog collar on. Okay. Now, anybody that knows about the street and know about the pimping game know that um, that is a submission of control. When a pimp puts his woman or his prostitute or his hoe on all four and put a leash on her, that is a sign of submission. And that's common. Y'all gonna laugh, women, but seriously, that's common in the pimp industry where they do that to their women. In fact, if you go back and look at some stuff with Snoop Dogg, you will see that he's even got some pictures somewhere. I'm pretty sure he tried to pull them off the internet, allegedly, but I'm pretty sure you will see Snoop Dogg holding a leash with a woman on all four like a damn dog. Okay? So when people say, she did this, she did that, listen. Ain't nothing like picking up the phone and calling an Uber when you in dire stress, when your life is in danger. You getting the hell out of Dodge. So when people say, oh, she just couldn't leave, no, she could have left. That's my personal opinion. She could have left. But when you in Hollywood, and this is a part of Hollywood, that's why nobody was astounded by a lot of the stuff that's going on with her, because what? They were spectators. They were a part of it. They know about it because they're into it too. That's why nobody said anything. So now you got the not the Oscars, but what is this thing coming up? Some kind of event they got, Grammys, that's something that's coming up, right? Awards. And stars are saying, I don't want to sit by P. Diddy. Don't place me close to P. Diddy. Why? You've been close to P. Diddy. You've been sitting next to his ass. And you knew the kind of person he was. Everybody in there knew what type of person he was. But now you don't want to be sitting next to him because you don't want your name tarnished. You see, you didn't really care about Cassie being a victim. You didn't care about that part of it. You just don't want to be sitting next to him and those cameras fly by and they take people take a picture of you and P. Diddy in the same picture. Let me see what Kelly Ray say. Puffy is out of here. We thought surviving Kelly was bad. This is going to be worse. Oh, honey, it's just getting started. It's just getting started, Kelly. Think about all those spectators. Okay, the spectators that saw all of this. And what I'm waiting for is the real juice, okay? The real juice. I'm waiting for P. Diddy to come out and talk about other people who was in the room. That's who I want. That's who I want to have happen. Because to me, they're just as guilty. If they felt that this was just so bad and she was so victim or whatever, but they were there, a part of it, they was part of the party. Party is not just between him and her. Party is him, her, and other people. The orgies, all of that stuff in Hollywood is a natural order of things. So as a regular person who's out here, who's not thinking about, oh, this is just not right. How many women in Hollywood you think get their ass beat? Or how many guys get their ass beat? In the case of Gabrielle and what was her husband's name that they just broke up? Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade. I bet you any money Gabrielle was kicking Dwayne Wade's ass frequently, on a frequent basis. I'm just saying, that's just my, allegedly, that's just my personal opinion. There are women out there that are just detrimental. It ain't just the men. But in Hollywood, how many of these women you think, with all these damn producers from Jermaine Dupri, L.A. Reid, all these producers. You see, Russell Simmons got his ass overseas. He was smart. He's one of the smarter ones. He got the hell on because he knew what his demise were. And the only way that Puffy continued to stay in this country is he got people over his head, allegedly, like Clyde Davis and all these Quincy Jones and all these people got money, Barry Gordon, all these people, they got all this Weinstein, okay? A lot of people don't know. Weinstein is making $1 million every year because his movies are still being played. When you look at, when you watch some of these movies that you watch, wait to the end where you find all the credits and stuff. See if you don't see Weinstein production on that shit. That's his shit. So he's in prison still getting paid. And even though he's have corporate boards and all this kind of stuff that's going on, et cetera, he's still getting his money. They may have set him down as far as being the spokesperson of the company. But make no mistake, the Weinstein Company is his company. And he's getting $1 million every year since he's been in prison. And I guarantee you, in a few years, his ass will be out. And then, of course, when he get out, they're going to try to file more charges on their ass. Let me see what Nina's saying. Shaking my head, Wade, more Hollywood. Hollywood, you got that right. Okay. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Once you get into a situation, and even with Justin Bieber, I seen a video with Justin Bieber, right? And it was a video of him. He was talking to Puffy. And I guess they hadn't seen each other in quite some time, okay? And so Puffy says to Justin Bieber, man, I ain't seen you in a while. You know, why haven't you contacted me or whatever? You know, and Justin Bieber was like, hey, you know, it was like, hell, I don't want to contact you. But now you got me on the spot. So he said, yeah, man, well, here's my number. He didn't want to give him the number. But he was like, because he was on video, he's like, here's my number, you know, give me a call, you know. Now, my thought process is this. If they so damn tight, why didn't he already have Justin Bieber's number? Because Justin Bieber did not want him to have his damn number because he know Puffy is a demon. And he was put in a situation because he was on the video. He said, yeah, well, you know, because you could tell he was like, damn, I don't want to give this man my damn number because I know now it's coming out too. If y'all don't know, what's his boy? Columbus Short. Columbus Short, I liked him. He played Stomp the Yard, okay? And he also played in some other films as well, okay? But Columbus Short came out and said that P. Diddy called him like 2 in the morning and wanted him to come to his hotel to be with him. He said he tried to play that game with him. Then he said that P. Diddy groomed Crisscross, those young boys. But see, everybody in the industry knew what he was doing. He knew them young boys would be spending the night at his house. They knew he was allegedly molesting all them little young boys, impressionable, because he showed them the life, the luxury. When you start showing people the luxury and they've never had that before, and they see the goodness, the shrimp and shit, lobster, steak and shit, you know, not just Domino's pizza, they eating real fucking food and shit. Traveling in the best Rolls Royces and shit, not taking the city bus and train and shit. So when they see that lifestyle, man, it's like, wow, wow, I want to live like this. And then slowly they feed them all of this good stuff. And then next thing you know, they're laying in bed and some grown ass man is slipping up behind them. And they know at that time, damn, what is this? I don't want to do it. But if I don't do it, everything I got is going to slip away from me. So at that time, they got to make up in their mind which side they want to go to. Okay? They have to know that. It's like I said with Cassie. At some point, she had to know, okay, I'm at this point now. When she got down on all fours, allegedly, and put the dog collar on, at that point, did she make up her mind and say, you know what? Do I really want to stay in this shit? Because that is, for a real woman, that's the lowest as the low you can get. Because a female dog, what is it? A bitch. That's what a female dog is called, a bitch. And when you get on all four, But you got to understand the game, the Hollywood game, and how the game is played. When I tell you that Cassie at 14, when she's in the game at 15, 16, she doesn't have the same innocence as a 15 or 16-year-old girl who's never been in the industry. It's totally different. Because the women and girls in the industry, they know about drugs, they know about sex, they know about gayism, lesbian, they know about tricks of the trade, how to play men. They know all of that. Versus a girl who's basically never been away from her home, never basically been out of the city that she lived in, haven't really been exposed to a whole lot with the school dance and football and the honor school and all that shit. It's totally different two people. So y'all trying to class Cassie as this really, innocent type person. Initially, she probably was innocent in the beginning. I believe she was totally innocent, but there's things that she didn't know because she was in the industry since she was 14. She met Pete Diddy when she was 19. That's 4 years later. Now, I'm just going to be honest in my own personal experience. When I was 12, I knew some shit about the streets. I knew about the streets. I knew about drugs. I knew about prostitution. I knew about all of that shit when I was 13 in Chicago on the west side. But I was still going to school and I was still an AB student. I was a cheerleader. I played the all city orchestra shit. I was a smart motherfucker. I'm just saying I was. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying I was. But I knew about the streets too, because I had 9 brothers to teach me about the shit in the streets. So I could have went either way in the streets, smart, selling drugs, playing games, playing Johns, making money, driving big Cadillacs, or I could go to school and be a schoolgirl. I decided to be a schoolgirl because living that other life was too much. It's very serious and it's dangerous. It's like jumping in a car, you getting in a car with a man that you ain't never met before. And you having sex with this guy, and you don't know what this guy got a disease. You don't know if he got a knife in his hand. You don't know none of that. But a street girl, 14, 13, 15, is in the street. She knows how to play this game. She knows in her mindset how she needs to do. Why? Because the pimp that she's dealing with is teaching her about the streets. The pimp is teaching her how to go over here to the next man and get his money. So I'm just giving y'all a little bit of street knowledge, okay, at the end of the day. But at the end, she was very victorious because she got all this damn money. And she's going to make plenty more after this with a book deal, a movie deal. And 50 Cent, stop being so petty. 50 Cent, you just so petty. 50 Cent posts something about P. Diddy every damn day. He just hates him. But anyway, I did want to talk to you about that. And that's going to be it, okay? But thank you guys for joining me. And Nina says, I know high school. I know that experience broke him for a long time. We never get over it. We just learn to different. That's it. You don't get over it when somebody misuses you. It's like being raped. You don't get over that shit. You just learn how to cope with that in the world once we've healed the best that we can. Yes. 50 Cent he been in the game a long time. So he's involved in it too. He's probably been up somebody behind or somebody been up his behind, allegedly. Yep, he is Queen Petty though, but he's very intelligent. He's very, very intelligent. So anyway, love you guys. I'm getting ready to get on out of here. I'm just looking up. Let me show you guys a view of what I look at just about every day. You pull this window up. I usually show y'all the back view of the house, the back view. But this is the front view of the house. You see the cranes that are over there? See the cranes? And I just love it here because my neighbors are so sweet. I got Trump supporters that live next door. And they brought me oranges yesterday, fresh oranges. So I made some orange juice. But this is the best thing I could have did leaving the Atlanta area. Is moving here. It's very peaceful. And people say that Florida was so racist. Florida's racist. Now, there's places in Florida, it is racist. There's a lot of people that's racist, but there are a lot of people that aren't. And so for me in my life, the people that like me are the people that I like. If you don't like me, I don't like you. Fuck you. And the horse you rode in on. That's my favorite phrase. Fuck you, and the horse you rode in on. You know. But at the end of the day, that's how you do. People that love you, you love them. People that don't, you just stay away from them. Let them live their lives. Go in peace. That's what I tell them all the time. Thank you so much. Love you. Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn, you might be seeing me next year. My granddaughter is celebrating her 21st birthday in September, and so I'm going to be taking her to New York for her 21st birthday, and it's going to be crazy, real crazy. But anyway, Kelly, I love you too. You guys take care and be powerful, powerful women, because Kelly know, Nina know that we've all had some bad encounters when it comes to relationships. We all have. I don't care who you are. By the time you get to be an older woman, you're going to have been through some trials and tribulations. But anyway, you guys be blessed. I'm getting ready to get out of here. One love.